Hello, my name is Carlo with ThinkIQ. Today I will be demonstrating the equipment details page. You can navigate to the equipment details page in many different ways, but for this demonstration, we will be going from the process layout. If you click onto your process layout, you will see a diagram with all the equipment of that process layout. By clicking on one piece of equipment, for instance, the accumulation tank, we see several links that come up, one of which is the equipment details page. Clicking on that will take you to the equipment details page of that particular piece of equipment. And here we see it's comprised of different sections. Starting from the top, we have the equipment name, and in this case, it's Accumulation Tank 1. To the right of that, we have what we call a kebab. By clicking on this kebab, we have links to take you to different places of the ThinkIQ software, model editor, trend, and material flow. This will take us to the model editor of that piece of equipment. This will allow us to trend this piece of equipment and allow us to view the material flow of this piece of equipment. We also have the details section on the top left, the navigation explorer on the right of that, and below that is the attribute list, which I'll go in more detail of each. Starting from the left, we have the details here. This is the equipment type for this piece of equipment is accumulation tank. We also have a description and notes. These notes can be modified by clicking the edit button. Once we click that, it brings up a rich editor, which allows us to input text, pictures, links, and also any kind of formatting we like. To the right of that, we have the Explorer. And this shows when we're on the equipment details page, the can feed relationship for that piece of equipment. This particular equipment here is in the center, which means that the inline bleeding can feed the accumulation tank, and the accumulation tank can feed the bag filler one and the bottling machine. Also, we see here that it is located in the accumulation place, and I will get back to that in just a second. Below, we have a list of attributes. These attributes have been configured via the model editor for this piece of equipment. It is defaultly listed in order of importance that has been signified in the model editor. We can change the order by doing a sort on the sortable columns. Just clicking this once will set it into alphabetical order for that particular column, either by ascend or descend order. We also have the ability to select which columns we'd want visible. We have the ID of that attribute, the parent ID, display name, the internal name, the FQN, fully qualified name, description, data type, measurement unit, source, interpolation method, range, edit status, maverick, importance, target value, variance, value, and last hour. We can see here the value column. We have a gauge here, and this gauge does not have any limits set, but we do have a a minimum and a maximum range. If we look down here to power consumed, we can see that we have the limits set, and if we hover over it, we can see what those limits are. And this indicator here shows us where the value currently lies. As you can see here, this value is extremely beyond our maximum range. We also have our last hour column here. This is a trend line of the data for the last hour. And as we hover over that, we can see the actual value change. We also have the kebab for each row, which allows us to trend that particular attribute or take us to the model editor of that particular attribute. The search function works as expected. So if you type in valve, we will get a narrowed down list of the valves on this particular piece of equipment. Going back to the location here of accumulation, if we click on this, it will take us to the place details page. As you can see here, we are now in the accumulation place, and we can have the same attributes roll up into a place as we do for equipment. If we continue going back and exploring the model down, we will end up all the way to the root level, which is Acme. Acme is our fictitious business. We also see here that the Explorer does not fit in the window here, but we have a zoom control that allows us to zoom, and we can also scroll up and down to make it more visible. Additionally, we have a Maps tab here, and we can set a geolocation for places and organizations, and it allows us to display that geolocation onto a Google map. And that concludes the demonstration for today. Thank you.